Hey friends, today we're going to talk about Kostka's suggestions for doubling from Chapter 8, pertaining mostly to first inversion triads. This information can be found on pages 120 and 121 of your text, and I would strongly suggest that you read and reread it. Also highlight the key sections for yourself. Reminds us that in a triadic situation, usually you will have a doubling because all of the notes of the chord will be present. Contrapuntal texture, Kostka reminds us that the doubling should be a result of the best voice leading choice possible. In other words, moving by step. Homophonic texture, which is more chordal in nature, this doubling is the one that will create the best sonority. So obviously you'll have to do some listening, which means you have to play these on the keyboard. That's probably going to be the most accessible way to do it, since we don't typically have four singers around us to sing the four parts. Example 811, Kostka creates a kind of a template or flowchart that gives us a series of choices, which he indicates right above that these are not to be taken as rules, but just suggestions and things that are frequently done. The chart, the least common doubling would be of the inner voices. The next option would be to double both soprano and bass. Third option would be that one of the inner voices doubles the bass, and that's increasingly more common. Finally, the most common would be that one of the inner voices doubles the soprano. Reminds us that whatever our doubling, we want to avoid doubling the leading tone. Reasons for this, but the most obvious is that that pull from the leading tone to the tonic is so strong that we're going to be tempted to voice lead that note to the tonic, creating parallel octaves. That's something we don't want. And then Kostka reminds us that in three-part writing, which can be problematic, typically first inversion triads include all of the notes. Three-part situation, if a note is omitted, it's typically the fifth. I think that's all I'll say on this particular video. I'll come back and put my 2 cents in terms of how I feel about diatonic harmony and how it functions, and some other subject matter like chord notation, chord terminology, etc., so that hopefully we can get you maybe just a little bit expanded beyond the limitations of what Kostka is saying, and maybe open up your perspective just a little bit beyond that, so that you don't feel too terribly confined and like there's a lot of I can'ts and I can't do this and I can't do that and this is not okay and that sort of thing. So I just want to kind of be there to broaden your perspective a little bit. So I'll revisit these various subjects in the coming weeks. A brief word of encouragement. You're doing a great job. Thanks for hanging in there and sticking with it, especially at this time of COVID. And I wish you, the best. And I'm here to encourage and help you, and just help you do the best that you can this semester on your various projects and your assignments. So if you run into any difficulties, don't hesitate to shoot me an email. I know we're operating out of sync with each other asynchronously, but I'll certainly do what I can to make contact with you and maintain contact with you.